It's really interesting. We have this tagline that we work with, which we stumbled into a few years ago when a journalist wrote an article on us and actually said the Myers touch are creating kitchens with light, space and laughter. And it was the first time that anybody had really encapsulated in words a little bit of what we do and how we do it. Because in one sense, because we're partially architectural, partially interior design, partially kitchen design, partially spatial design, we don't really fit into a known niche or very sometimes easy space for clients to find us. And therefore this whole phrase, creating kitchens with light, space and laughter, just evoked for us that sense of we are using light and we are using space, but actually ultimately for us it's always about what happens in the space. So the laughter aspect of that phrase, which just has a little bit of mystery around what it actually means and how it works, really brings the essence of who we are as the Myers touch, is that scratch us and underneath us you'll find that element of we want to have fun, we want to enjoy what we do, we want to create spaces for people that they are really passionate about and that they can enjoy life. And life sometimes can be difficult and can be hard, and coming back to a home that you enjoy with your family, with your friendships, with your relationships, can actually evoke a huge amount of laughter. So us creating an environment facilitates that whole space. There is this overused word called the heart of the home. And we kind of intrinsically all know what that means, but we don't actually necessarily know how to get there. How do you create a kitchen living space that you could walk into and say, gosh, this is the heart of my home? It's actually quite a complex design process to really draw out, because that's very individual and very personal for every single client. Everything is unique about the way they want to do it. And sometimes the design can be very similar, sometimes the materials can be very different, sometimes the approach and the layout can be very different. But the most important thing is that when you walk in that space after having invested a significant amount of time, effort and finances into it, you want that to be the most exceptional space. And I remember we recently completed a project just south of London, and we popped round on a Sunday on our way to somewhere else, and they invited us for breakfast to have a look at their finished project. And when the client took us in to the kitchen living space, she was physically jumping up and down with excitement, and it was a beautiful space. And the nice thing about that is we really released the potential of their home, and we really brought them into something that was significantly different to what they, and actually their architect, had even perceived or considered would be a great approach. So actually we have a real privilege, because we're being invited into people's private spaces, which actually we don't really call it the heart of the home, we call it the home of the heart. And although it's a slight distinction or a slight variation, it actually is where people feel the most at home, the most relaxed, the safest, the most content with those around them that they love and the people that are special in their lives.